Hello and welcome back to New Life Show on AUK Radio with your host Yinka Omishore. On this show, we talk about our health and wellness and everything else in between. And of course, today's episode is no exception. Now, before we go on, this is our little or short disclaimer to say we are not here to diagnose, neither are we here to prescribe. So what we provide for you is for information for general purposes only, but please do speak to your healthcare provider in the first instance, especially if you're considering making changes to your lifestyle. Now, with that being said, today is World Menopause Day. We are joining millions of women all around the world to celebrate this special day, but more than anything, to create the awareness. And yes, thankfully, the conversation is getting bigger and louder, and we're talking about this stage of life called the menopause, which for many cultures or for many women, it's been a taboo subject for a long time. So it's about breaking the silence and empowering ourselves as women and, of course, our community so that we can thrive together. So World Menopause Day 2025, October 18th, is usually celebrated as a World Menopause Day. So this year's theme, I'm super excited because it's something I talk about all the time, is lifestyle medicine. So which ties into my MENOSTAT framework, which I use in coaching women about the menopause so we can thrive through this stage of life. Now, I remember a couple of years ago when I was doing a lot of master classes on the topic of the menopause, and one of the statistics I would quote was, by the year 2025, over 1 billion women in the world will be in postmenopause. And lo and behold, we are here in 2025 and almost at the end of 2025, the last quarter of 2025. And yes, over 1 billion women worldwide are in post-menopause. That means they have not had any period for 12 consecutive months. So a whole year and plus, so officially in post-menopause. I being one of those 1 billion women. So what does that look like? So statistically is 1 in 8 individual worldwide is in post-menopause. So that's a big number. That's about what, 12% of the world population? Okay, so whether you're in postmenopause or whether you're going through the storm of the perimenopause, this show is for you and, of course, for the people, other people in your life so they can understand what the menopause is about, why do we get those symptoms, and, of course, what are the lifestyle strategies or, according to the theme of the World Menopause Day, lifestyle medicine for thriving through menopause. So it's not about the pharmaceuticals, not about the drugs, but about lifestyle strategies. So, again, whether you're listening from your kitchen or you're in your car or you're actually sitting down and actually watching me and listening, again, this show is for you. So let's dive right into it. So what is a menopause? Menopause is a natural transition, a natural phase of a woman's life. So as a young girl that got into puberty, you had your first period, and then the period became regular, month in, month out, like clockwork. Obviously, that's the beginning of that. So now we get into that stage of life where it's coming to an end. Like the saying, everything that has a beginning has an ending, and our reproductive period is no different. So menopause marks the end of a woman's reproductive years. So this is when you don't have any more periods. Like I said before, 12 consecutive months of no period, and officially you come into menopause on the 13th month. Or for some women, it could be 15 months, okay? So that is, leading up to that is what we refer to as a perimenopause. And then after that is postmenopause, that is menopause until the end of life. So as we're living longer, that means women are spending more time in postmenopause. So that's why it's vitally important that we know how to look after ourselves outside of the pharmaceuticals or in line with the pharmaceuticals, but we still need to be living a healthy lifestyle. I always say that whether you choose to be on HRT, that is the menopausal hormone replacement therapy, in whatever form that may be, whether it's be the patches, the gel, or the tablet, whatever, we still need to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And I'll be talking about how to do that later on in the episode. So, what exactly is happening when a woman is transitioning through the menopause? That is the perimenopause stage of the menopause. Our ovaries, that organs there, that is meant normally, generally, by age 51, on average, that's when most people come into postmenopause. But perimenopause can start anything from your 40s, and even we have statistically some women go into menopause, at least no period for 12 months before age 40. But the normal menopause, or the normal age for menopause in most places, is 51 years old. So what is happening is our ovaries that produces our reproductive hormones such as the estrogen and progesterone starts to produce less and less. And because these hormones offer us so many, does a lot in our bodies. For example, it helps with, production of collagen in our skin, so making our skin nice and shiny. And if we don't have the estrogen anymore or it's decreasing, then some women can be prone to dry skin. The infamous hot flushes is another one, because our hypothalamus that is up there, it becomes a bit more sensitive to small changes. So you can get that hot flush where you get that sudden heat and then you get the chills after. And can also happen at night, which is why it is referred to as the night sweat. So again, the estrogen also offers protection to our bones, our muscles, even our gut, our digestive gut, which is why sometimes some women get into this stage of life, they have issues with bloating, they have issues with constipation, and all the strange, I call them strange menopausal symptoms. As of today, there's over 48 different menopausal symptoms. And bear in mind, not every, the menopause is is different for every woman. Some women have no symptoms whatsoever, except the fact that the periods just starts to change. Some months they have periods, other months you don't, and then it stops. Whereas 75% of women have the infamous hot flushes and sometimes the night sweat, and about 3/4 of women have debilitating menopausal symptoms, making it difficult for them to live their daily lives. That is, it interferes with their daily activities. A study done a few years ago in the United Kingdom found that over 900,000 women considered leaving their jobs. In fact, some left because of the effect of their menopausal symptoms on their lives, on their home life, as well as their work life, and they couldn't cope. So imagine that's a big brain drain from the employment, whatever sector that might be, and that's experience that we've lost. Which is why we will say some organizations are pledging. We have some organizations that have menopause champions, so that companies, employees, and employers understand this phase of life and are able to support women going through the menopause so that they can stay in work longer and still, contribute to that organization, contribute to their family, and of course, contribute to the community as well. So menopause is not about, getting older. It's a recalibration of our entire system. I say it's an opportunity to, if, for example, you have not been able to live a healthy lifestyle, this is a time to reset. This is a time to start doing those things to help you to stay healthy. One of the goals of the United Nations has been the 10 years of aging, which goes from now to 2030. So if we think about the last 8 years now, we've got another 4 years of that to go. And of course, menopause has been spoken about a lot more during this time, which is great. And I've been to encourage women going through this stage of life to start incorporating and maintaining a healthy lifestyle so that we can age better, because we are getting older, we're living longer, but how we approach the menopause and how we live through it determines. It's like a seed we sow, isn't it? Whatever you sow, you will reap. So if we're sowing healthy lifestyle now, then as we get older, we will reap a healthy life. So I've mentioned about the fact that over 1 billion women, myself included, are already postmenopausal. And I said that's about 12% of the world population, which is why it's vitally important that there's more awareness, there's more education about this stage of life. Because when we understand what is happening to us, we are able to take control and be in control. All right? So let's look at 3 common menopausal symptoms. Yes, the first one being the infamous hot flushes and night sweats. So this is the sudden heat you feel around your torso. Sometimes it can go from your head all the way down to your toes, and sometimes you break out in sweat. And I mean, imagine this scenario, right? You're giving a presentation and you're suddenly feeling heat and you're sweating. So you notice it, you're feeling uncomfortable, and other people, you're thinking to yourself, oh, do other people notice it? And sometimes people do notice it, but they want to know, is she okay? So that's the type of heat I'm talking about. Sometimes like, oh yes, I do get hot. But when you do have a hot flush and a night sweat, it's a different kind of hot. Okay? So, and this is because the estrogen, like I mentioned briefly before, it helps to regulate our temperature. And because the estrogen is decreasing, that temperature regulation is out of sync. So every small change in temperature, according to the brain thermostat, means you're suddenly waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning, breaking out in sweat, and you're having to get up and change your bed sheets and your nightwear. And perhaps, you're standing in the queue, like I mentioned about doing a presentation, and you're breaking out in sweat, and you're just wanting this hot episode to be over so you can continue to do what you're doing. Another symptom is a sleep disturbance, and excuse me. So when those hormones are changing, now with the issue with sleep is sometimes if you have night sweats, you're waking up, so that's breaking your sleep. So of course, and then you're finding it difficult to go back to sleep, or it could be a case of you having to wake up several times to use the bathroom, and each time you come, you're finding it difficult to go to sleep. So that's that broken sleep. You're not getting good quality sleep, and also that can, of course, lead to anxiety, brain fog, and when you're not sleeping, that also impacts on the hot flushes. So it's like a catch-22 situation. And remember, when I do go out and speak on this topic, one of the questions I ask is, who gets a good night's sleep here? And perhaps in a room of about 30 people, you only have 2 people, including myself, maybe 3, putting their hands up saying, yes, they do get a good sleep at night. So that means we have 28 or 27 people in the room that are not getting enough sleep. That is a lot of women that have hormonal imbalances, that have that anxiety, that brain fog, and some even the insomnia, because they're not able to sleep. So it becomes a vicious cycle, but it can be broken. The third one I want to talk about which is also linked to the sleep disturbance, is mood changes and anxiety. So hormones like what they call our hormones, the estrogen, and some other ones interact with what we refer to as our neurotransmitters, like the serotonin, the dopamine, which are our happy hormones. So if our feel-good hormones is like that feeling you get once you've accomplished something, or you're eating a favorite meal, or going to do that workout or that exercise, and you feel great after that. So those are those neurotransmitters. So when those hormones fluctuate, our hormones like the estrogen and the progesterone that I mentioned before, that affect these feel-good neurochemicals, and that can lead to us being irritable, feeling anxious, tearful sometimes, and sometimes you don't even know why. But this is one of the reasons that you might be feeling like that, because of these changes in the hormones, which, yes, is natural, but also depending on our lifestyle really has a lot to play on how intense perhaps our hot flushes are, and how intense or not intense that they are, depending on how we live our lives using healthy lifestyle strategies. So here's why the lifestyle medicine theme for this year is, like I said, is something I talk about a lot on the show. comes in. So lifestyle focusing on prevention. Lifestyle medicine focuses on prevention and healing through evidence-based lifestyle habits. So we're talking about physical activity, that is exercises, sleeping well, managing your stress, hydration, social connection, and perhaps purpose. The fact that I say that menopause is a new beginning is a time where we can redefine ourselves to find ourselves again. It's a change of mindset. So when we apply these principles, which the lifestyle medicine is recommending that we do and that I talk about and my MENOSTAT framework is about, then we can help ourselves to thrive through this stage of life called the menopause and not just endure it, all right? So my MENOSTAT framework, which I'm going to talk about now, stands for, the M is for mindset, E is for exercise, that is movement, fitness, whatever we want to call it, as long as we're moving. N is for nutrition, eating a balanced meal, nutritious balanced meal. O is for oxygen, that is getting fresh air. This is where I say going out for walks. I always call it 3-in-1. But today I was talking to my colleague, it's a 4-in-1, especially if you live around, you go for walks in nature where you're able to pick berries and other fruits that are edible, by the way. So please don't go picking poisonous fruits and thinking, yeah, everything that looks like fruit we should be eating. No, that's not what we're saying. And, the S is for sunshine, which you also get when you go out. And the T is for temperance, meaning having balance as in self-control in all things. Moderation, this is the key, moderation. And the A is for drinking enough water, adequate hydration. They say by the time we're thirsty, we're already dehydrated. So don't wait till you're thirsty before you drink water. And R is for rest, which also means sleep. T is for trust or faith, and also for team, which means you're having people, supportive network around you to help you breeze through this stage of life. All right. So let's begin with the M, mindset. When you hear the word menopause, are you like some of the people that I've met that roll their eyes and think, oh, that stage of life, it's dreaded, it's dreadful, it's awful. But is it really? Because mindset, your mind is set, and mindset simply defined as a set of belief about a particular thing or about a particular place or about a particular person or even about yourself. It begins in the mind. So we want to see this stage of life as a new beginning. How we perceive the menopause journey shape and influence our experience. So instead of seeing it as a decline, see it as a redesign. Like I said before, you're redesigning your life. You're finding purpose. You're finding yourself again. Because let's face it, you no longer having to worry about monthly period, the pads, the tampon, the period cup, or whatever else we use these days, and you're free. So positive thinking has been shown to help to reduce stress, which in turn can help to ease our menopausal symptom. So let's change our mindset about this stage of life. The E for the MENOSTAT framework is for exercise, and exercise can be in any shape or any form. You don't need a gym membership, and if you have a gym membership, by all means, that's great. Do use it, because I know of people that sign up come January, they sign up for the gym and they don't go. Yes, life happens, and of course, health issues also can creep in, meaning people are not able to go to exercise or even exercise at home. But this is where I say YouTube is your friend. Let's go online, dancing, even if it's while you're cooking that jollof rice or while you're making that breakfast. Move. Let's try and move. Studies have shown, and it's been recommended to us, 30 minutes of exercise daily will help to reduce the risk of issues like osteoporosis and heart condition, which is quite common for women as we come to postmenopause. So we want to look after ourselves by exercising, and exercising right. May I add that to it? So the N is nutrition. Now this is the cornerstone, right? A plant-based diet. A diet that is rich in plant food, yes, the British Dietetics Association, the Harvard, the Public Health School of Harvard Public Health School advocate for plant-based diets. So we want to be eating plant-based diets at least 80% of the time, because it's been shown that a plant-based food diet helps to reduce the intensities of symptoms like the hot flushes and the night sweats. And of course, it helps with your weight management as well. Making sure we're eating foods that are colorful. One easy way of eating plants is having a salad. An easy way of eating plants is having soup made from vegetables and having that whole food, including your nuts, your seeds, your legumes, your healthy fats. All of those are a way to help us to eat a balanced meal. So try it. Have a 80% eating plant-based foods of plant-based diet and 20% of eating your other favorite food, whatever that might be, okay? And O is for oxygen, that is the fresh air. Sunlight and fresh, I'm going to tie those together because they help us to regulate our mood, helps us with vitamin D production, helps us with, it's essential for our bones, it's essential for our mood, like I said. So if you don't do anything, just go out for that gentle walking, however long it may be or however short you may want it to be. Because when we go out, we get the fresh air, we get the sunshine, we get the exercise. And if you go out in nature, you get the free food, like those blackberries that I managed to pick a few weeks ago. But now the weather's changed, so they're all dried and shriveled. But while it was there, I was able to have them. So 4-in-1, go out for that work. And let's not forget temperance. That is self-control, balance and moderation in everything. Even with the tasks that we have to do, especially as women, we wear so many hats. We're always running around with, looking after family, looking after work, or maybe business, a community. Time for ourselves. Say self-care is not optional and it's not a luxury, it's self-preservation. Because when you cannot continue to give from an empty cup. You need to fill your cup first, so you're able to give to other people from that full cup. So even with our caffeine intake or perhaps the alcohol intake, and even with the ultra-processed food, the high sugar food, all of this can worsen our symptoms. So we need to make sure we're balancing. Like I said about the food before, 80%, 20%. So that 80% of the plant-based food, the 20% can be, for those occasional treats of the caffeine or the alcohol. And I know I can hear it. Some people say, I cannot but do with my caffeine. Yes. Have your coffee earlier in the morning, earlier in the day, so that it's not going to impact on your time for sleep. So try it. That might be what's missing really for you. Adequate water. Water is your friend. As people probably notice that most of the time when I do this show, I'm always drinking water. When you talk, you should drink water because you get dehydrated as well. But they say by the time we're thirsty rather, we're already dehydrated. So you want to make sure you're sipping water and getting that 2 liter, or it could be 3, depending on your body composition, depending on the time of the month, depending on the weather. Just keep hydrating. Because water not only helps to flush out toxins or quench the thirst, it helps the body also to get nutrients to the right path. It helps the blood to be at the right consistency, to be able to be passed around the body without the heart having to do too much pumping, too hard a pump, just to get the blood around the body. So do yourself a favor, drink some more water. And you're finding it hard to drink water, try your water infused with lemon or cucumber or mint, but just drink the water, okay? And yes, like one of my guests said, when people say, oh, coffee, she goes, no, water. Beer, she goes, no, water. Tea, water. So if you're one person that likes your hot drink, you like your tea, you like your coffee, for every cup of that, have 2 glasses of water afterwards. So that way you are increasing your water intake as well. Rest. Oh, sleep, one of my favorite things to do. And it's not laziness. It's not, it's not a luxury. It's a necessity, because when we sleep, especially during those crucial early hours of the morning. We give our body a chance to repair. We give our body a chance to reset. We give the brain a chance to reset, to shuffle all those memory we've gathered from the day before, some into iCloud, long-term cloud, and others to do away with, because our brain is always on duty. So the one way that the brain is able to take a pause, because it's, like I said, it's always on duty, is when we sleep. So if we're not sleeping, we're not helping the brain. We're also not helping our immune system. So yes, I hear you. You're saying you're finding it difficult to sleep since you got into this stage of life. You want to find out, what am I doing during the day? Am I stressed? Am I drinking, coffee too late in the day? Am I dehydrated? So all of those things, all of those questions you want to ask yourself, so you're able to pinpoint what might be the reason why you're not sleeping. And please, by all means, if you're not sleeping, do speak to your doctor and see what else they can do for you. But I'm sure they'll also tell you to have a sleep hygiene, that is, have a good sleep hygiene, have a good sleep routine where you're getting to bed at the same time pretty much most days in the week, and waking up at the same time most days in the week. So you're creating that routine. And your bedroom, how your bedroom is also vitally important to how you sleep, the quality of sleep as well. Having a cool room, not a cold room, but a cool room, making sure it's dark enough so that your brain is not thinking it's daytime, oh, I need to be up. But knowing that, okay, it's dark in here and it's cool, we are going to bed, all right? So it's preparing for that bed. This is where that sleep hygiene comes into it. You're preparing for sleep. It's like making an appointment for your dentist or your doctor, or even for your car's MOT. Make an appointment for your bedtime. And that way, you're training your brain, you're training your body to get ready for sleep. And when it's sleep time, you find out it's easier to sleep. And especially once you find out the reasons why you're not sleeping, and you're putting these sleep hygiene strategies into place, then that helps you to be able to get to sleep. So don't fall asleep, prepare for sleep. And T, probably one of my other favorites, is faith helps us to have perspective. Knowing that this menopause is a phase of life, is a stage of my life, or as a woman, your life, it gives you that strength to go through it. And knowing that everything that has a beginning will surely have an end, and this too shall pass. And also, this is where having a support network comes into place. When you are able to share what you're going through with some other women that's also sharing what they're going through this stage of life, it makes you feel, oh, I'm not the only one, because menopause can be quite a lonely journey. But thankfully, we have, so many online communities and in-person communities as well. Mine is a MenoSistas Community on Facebook. So if you want to come to that, we share everything from nutrition to exercise to funny moments. I mean, hey, we're all human beings. After all, we're doing life. And just to help each other to be able to connect, to be able to breeze through this stage of life, because like I always say, menopause is a new beginning. So don't feel, as much as menopause can make a woman feel invisible, and as for a long time the society's had us to, like once we get to this stage of life, oh, that's it, we're done. No, we are just beginning. And this is why this special day, October 18th, 2025, and every October 18th is dedicated to World Menopause Day. This is why it's important, which is why it's great, because it's reminding us that yes, this is a stage of our lives, and yes, we still matter. We still matter. We still have a lot to contribute to ourselves as individuals. We have a lot to contribute to our family, to our organizations, to our businesses, to the community. We have a lot to contribute to the world. If my statistics is not wrong, there's many businesses started for women in their 50s, and thriving businesses at that. So we have a lot to contribute, and it is a new beginning. So when we combine the practical lifestyle choices, with that belief, and exercise becomes something you enjoy doing. Eating or nutrition becomes gratitude. Rest becomes obedience to that cue to take that time to reconnect, to rebuild, to reset. So all of these things is now, oh, I haven't got time to do it. Now becomes something that I must do. Because one, I'm listening to my body, because one, this stage of my life is important. This is like your launch pad to greater you. So you want to use all those practical strategies and lifestyle, medicine that I've just spoken about, and that the theme for this World Menopause Day is about to help you to be better today and, of course, for tomorrow. So whether you're struggling right now with brain fog, relentless fatigue, the infamous hot flushes and night sweat, the mood swing, is that healing isn't just about pills or supplement. It's understanding your body, it's partnering with your body, it's helping your body through lifestyle medicine, so that you can breeze through this stage of life. So as we mark this special day, 18th of October 2025, World Menopause Day 2025, I want you to ask yourself, what area of your life is calling for a MENOSTAT reset? Could it be your mindset? Could it be your exercise? Could it be your nutrition? Could it be your hydration? Are you drinking enough water? Take one of those steps. I share with you, I was talking to a client a few days ago, and yes, she wants to do so much because she wants to lose this weight and feel good. And from our conversation, she sounded like, there's overwhelm here. She was feeling quite overwhelmed. And I said, okay. And I asked her a question. I said, what is the one thing that you would like to start or continue to do that will make a big difference to where you're going, that will move the dial, the needle towards your goal? She goes, going for my daily walk. I said, yes, that's it. How about you take that goal of going for your walks every day and do it consistently for the next 4 weeks? So we started 10th of October. So, I'm getting report back. So I've gone for my walk today. Great. Don't focus on too many things at the same time, because yes, you get overwhelmed. So focus on one thing. And if you want to, 2 at the most. Master that, and then look at, all right, what else can I do? What else would I love to do to move that dial to where I want to be? Maybe it's yours, like I said, yours could be the relentless fatigue. What are you going to do about that? Perhaps getting to bed at the same time, pretty much most days in the week. Start with that. Start with something. Start small and stay consistent, because those little habits makes a big, big difference in our health and as we transition through this stage of life. So, in wrapping up today's special episode, and thank you for joining me, if you would like to explore more about the lifestyle medicine approach, like my MENOSTAT framework of managing and thriving through the menopause, I do have my book on Amazon called, MENOSTAT, which is 9 ways of cracking menopausal symptoms without cracking yourself. And it's a small compact book that you can read in a sitting, but you get so many nuggets, so many tips on how to start, what to do, and how you want to do it. All right? And you can also, if you want to ask questions, by all means, drop it in the comments at the bottom of this video, or find me on social media at MenoSistas, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. So until next time, let's remember that menopause is a new beginning, and happy World Menopause Day to you ladies out there. And let's remember to let's get wealthy together by staying healthy. And take care.